what I have here is some very, very thinly cut the sirloin part of the round. You could use, I guess you could use flank steak, something like that. But this is what I'm using today. And I'm just going to lightly salt it, not too heavy on the salt, because I'm going to add some prosciutto and some cheese, and that's going to give it a saltiness flavor. I'm going to add some pepper. This is going to be the base flavor for my Sunday sauce. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this very thinly sliced, like really thinly sliced prosciutto, and I'm going to place it on top of this. Okay, now I have some prosciutto on all of the meat, and I'm just going to put a little bit of garlic, not too much, just a little on each one, chopped garlic, and then I'm going to add just a little bit of Romano cheese, grated Romano, sprinkle a little bit on there. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of chopped Italian parsley. And it's really important that you dry your parsley like in a salad spinner, lettuce spinner, because you don't want to put wet parsley on there. Right? Now we're going to add some plain breadcrumbs. So you got your breadcrumbs on there. And then what I do at the top of it is I put Parmesan on. That's how I like it. So now what you do is you take this one end, and there's a technique to doing it. You kind of start rolling it really tight, as tight as you can. And then you kind of tuck it, right? And then you roll it a little bit, and then you tuck it. And then you just kind of roll it really tight, and that's your braciola. And then I'm going to tie it off with this kitchen string. And you don't have to be fancy, like I know in the restaurant there's a way to tie it off, but I'm just going to tie it. It's going to tie it up. And just go like that, bring it around. And if you put your thing through it like this, it makes like a little, I don't know, what they call it, a little slip knot or something, I don't know. So I just do it like that, like about 3 times. And then just bring the string over. I've done this a few times, so my string is just perfect. I don't even have to trim it. And then you just tie it like that. And that's it. Just make sure that all your stuff is tucked in there, and then I'm going to finish the rest of these up and come back to you. My big heavy bottom pot, I'm going to coat the bottom with generously with olive oil, because this is going to be the base of your sauce, so don't be shy. Put some in there. Now I'm going to add the braciolas. I'm going to give this a turn. Okay, I took all the meat out of the pan. And I'm just going to let it rest on this plate for right now, because you're not trying to cook it all the way through. You're just trying to get some color on it. And now, in the pan, you can see there's all these little crispy goodness in there. I'm going to add, I have 7 onions. It's about 3 pounds of onions. Because I'm going to cook these onions really slow, the lowest heat that I can, for about half hour or however long it takes. And they're going to get the natural sweetness of the onion out. And That's going to give a natural sweetness to my sauce. I never put sugar in my sauce. This is going to be a real natural, subtle sweetness. I'm going to add a little bit of salt just to help start breaking down the onions a little bit of pepper. And I have this, the onions on the lowest setting on my stove. And it's going to take some time to break these down. This is where you have to be very patient because this is what's going to pay off for you. See how the onions are cooking down? That looks really good, huh? I'm going to add some garlic. 1, 2. I say that's about 1/4 cup. And it seems like a lot of garlic, but it's going to make a huge pot. So I'm going to let that cook. Now over here I have some Italian sausage, about 2.5 pounds of the spicy, hot, and the sweet sausage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sausage, I'm going to put it over here in the onions. And that's going to start cooking. Okay, in here we're getting ready to make some meatballs. And there's about a little over 2 pounds of beef, maybe like 2 1/4, I don't know, just a little bit over. And then I have a 1/2 pound of veal and a 1/2 pound of ground pork. And then over here I have some Italian bread, the ends, because my kids don't eat them. And I use this, I put some milk in it and I let them sit here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of squeeze out the milk. And it's about like 2 handfuls, 2 softball size things of bread when you get it done. Put them over here. I'm going to rinse my hands. I'm going to put about 3 eggs. Couple tablespoons of chopped Italian, the flat leaf parsley. The flat leaf has a lot more flavor too. Now I'm going to put some Romano cheese, like 2 tablespoons, heaping tablespoons. And 2 heaping tablespoons of Parmesan. Add about a teaspoon of garlic, chopped garlic. I want to make sure you get that all mixed around. Okay, I'm going to get some breadcrumbs and then we're going to get this mixed together. I'm going to add a little salt. Probably maybe 3/4 of a teaspoon. And probably about a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. And I got to get in here with my hands. It's the easiest way to do it. I'm going to add some wine, maybe like 1/2 cup, just to kind of deglaze the bottom of this pan. It's a red wine. And to this, I'm going to add some, maybe a good tablespoon of dried Italian seasoning. And like a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. You want to scrape the bottom of the pan at this point. Get all the little crunchy stuff off the bottom. Okay, I'm adding 2 gallons of whole peeled tomatoes. And I'm not even going to get into the brand, because that's a whole nother family discussion. But what I am doing is I'm crushing them by hand. Okay, I got the tomatoes in there. I'm going to add this meat back right in there. And all the juices. That's a lot of flavor. And these are going to finish cooking in the sauce. And over here I have the meatballs that I kind of fried up in the pan. They're not cooked all the way through. They're going to finish cooking in the sauce. I'm going to get these meatballs in here and fry up the rest of them and come on back. Okay, I'm adding 12 ounces of tomato paste. Alright, we're taking out the meatballs. We got them, got some color on them. They'll finish cooking in the sauce. In this pan right here, I'm going to add a little bit of more of this wine. Just a little bit. Because this has a lot of flavor in here. All that crunchy stuff on the bottom part. Get this wooden spoon. You want to get all that. Because it has tons of flavor. You want to cook all the alcohol off. I have a can of tomatoes that I'm going to put in here once the alcohol gets cooked off, and then I'm going to add that whole thing to my sauce. And it smells so good in here. If you could smell this, oh my gosh. Alright, you can smell that the alcohol's all burnt off, and I'm just going to add a can of peeled tomatoes. And you use whatever kind of variety or name brand or whatever you want, because I don't think anybody can agree upon that. what brand or whatever. And I'm going to take this now, it's all deglazed, and I'm going to add it to my sauce pot. And I'm going to add this all to here. And there's like a ton of flavor in this. Oh my gosh. And see? It's perfect. Perfect, perfect. Couldn't fit another meatball in there. Now we're going to let this cook. We're just going to let it cook down. Have it on low heat. And it smells amazing. It really does. Okay, I'm adding about, I don't know, a couple tablespoons of chopped parsley. And we're going to add a little bit of fresh basil. That's a good looking sauce right there. It smells so good. Okay. Okay, we're taking off remember the string we used to tie up the meat? We're going to get rid of that. I'm going to slice this. It's hot. Hotsy-totsy. Oh, you can smell it. It smells so good. You can see on the inside, it looks like a pinwheel. You can see it's like a pinwheel with all the flavors and stuff. And this meat is so tender right now. And that's what it looks like on the inside. So, and here's my plate. Looks like it's a plate for 4, but it's just for me. Oh my gosh. Give it a taste here. Okay, waving the white flag here. I'm done. It was good, but oh my gosh, it was a lot of it. Very, very good.